we invite back onto the show Ferg Turnbull, the man behind Thankfulness Week in New Zealand and the mastermind behind begreat.co.nz. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, great to be here. Happy Thankfulness Week, and I think we're all thankful for a public holiday on Friday for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But the idea behind this, right, is that there's stuff, and even in the mundane, that we can be grateful for. Let's talk about the origins of Thankfulness Week, Ferg. Where did this come from?
Yeah, look, the origins of Thankfulness Week was I was lying out on the couch. My wife was pregnant. I needed to get some sleep because she was tossing and turning around. I was lying on the couch and I woke up in the middle of the night and I just felt God say to me, if you could encourage the whole country with one message, what would it be? And I thought about it. We'd been doing some billboards of different messages, and thankfulness equals happiness was one of them. And I thought, this is the most powerful thing. And so then I just was filled with a whole lot of different ideas that we've started doing. Thankfulness Week is one of them. And that's the origin. And the goal being that thankfulness can just lift us up as a country. You know, I think New Zealand could be one of the most thankful countries in the world. I don't think we're there yet.
No.
And there's a lot kind of coming at us that can help us not be thankful.
It's so fascinating because even in the Bible, it says in Psalm 100, verse 4, enter into his gates with thanksgiving. Like, we're actually called to thank God every day, and there are so many things that we can thank him for. I mean, ultimately, it's our salvation, but even the fact that you wake up in the morning, you got breath in your lungs, thank you, Jesus. Why do you think it's such a challenge in New Zealand right now? Because we do have some pretty horrific statistics around mental health and well-being.
Yeah, look, I think I love it that God has given us these things as keys to be able to, help us come into his presence. But also, Philippians says, put our minds on good things, think about things that are true and honorable, just and pure. Why is it difficult? I think it's difficult because you turn on the news doesn't sell or, get coverage based on great things. It's generally based on fear. That's what, gets our attention. And then also in terms of, hey, I want more, I need more, there's so much in the way of messaging coming at us saying, you will be happy when you get this latest. And I think those things, we're bombarded with them in a digital age. We've got them more than ever. And so this is why it's a challenge. And this is why thankfulness is so needed and is such a simple superpower to start turning things back the other way.
Now, let me give you the opportunity, too, to address the unspoken objection that some people have, is that, as Kat's alluded to, things are difficult, Ferg. Are we really just going to say, let's just be this kind of Pollyanna-ish, everything's going to be okay, everything's wonderful? Like, why is thankfulness the cure to this, as opposed to maybe just a way of ignoring the real problems that we face right now?
Yeah, and look, I think that's a good question because we could focus just on everything that is troubling in the world, and because of media, we can see all the things that are troubling all the time, whenever we want to, as opposed to many years ago, it would just be what's going on in your village, essentially. And so, what I would say, thankfulness isn't ignoring these things. I think we should view these things. We should pray for these places that are going on. We should also limit the amount of exposure that we're giving ourselves to the 24/7 news cycle. The great thing that thankfulness does is it just tips the scales the other way, and it helps you localize around you. Like, I'm standing here right now, I'm listening to you, I'm talking to you, we've got technology, there's electricity, I had a shower, there's fresh water that I didn't have to walk for. And when you start thinking of these things as opposed to just bombarding your mind with these things, it tips them back the other way. I don't think we need to be ignorant of those things, but I think you spend an hour watching the news and you spend an hour being thankful. And I reckon the hour of thankfulness is definitely going to help you out.
Definitely. And you only need to take a few minutes to read history books to look at how far we've come as a civilization. The fact that we do have running water, we have sanitation, we can just open a little door to get food out of a refrigerated device system. I mean, it's actually amazing what we have at our disposal these days. And I know too, when you do practice gratitude and you practice thankfulness, something changes in your brain. And even if you are facing difficult situations, when you have that chemical shift in your brain, you're often a lot better at dealing with what you have in front of you, right? There's science that backs this up.
Yeah, there's a lot of great science that comes out of Berkeley in California around thankfulness and the effects of long-term thankfulness, that when you practice thankfulness daily, it shifts those neurological pathways. And in the tests that they've done, and you can read about some of this on the website, when you do it over time, the felt happiness starts lifting. And that's simply because you are training your brain not to look for the worst, but to look for the best, to look for the great things. And one of the surprising side effects is when you're always focusing on what you have to be thankful for, it actually makes you more of a problem solver because you're dealing with what you do have, not with what you don't have.
I love that. Well, look, we're talking about these things in the abstract today, but of course we've got specific challenges throughout the course of this week, Ferg, where we can kind of, build our thankfulness muscles. What are we going to start this week with?
Oh, look, I love that. And thanks so much for coming on board and doing these challenges. Yeah, as we put these into practice, we want to lock thankfulness in over Thankfulness Week. The first challenge for today, for you guys and for your listeners, I'm going to give you guys, think of one person that you're thankful for and why. And I don't want it to be like, hey, I'm thankful for my mum because she had me. I want it to be, I'm thankful for mum because of dum bum bum bum. Or it could be, I'm thankful for the teacher at school. Or it could be, I'm thankful for my friend. And so that's a challenge for you guys. For your listeners, I would encourage you to do it with 3 people. And you think about them why. And here's the real kicker that's going to bring a whole lot of joy. Then tell them. And say, hey, there's this thankfulness challenge going on.
This. Okay.
I'm going to tell you about why I'm thankful for you. And that is actually one of the greatest things in Berkeley that has increased thankfulness is when you express thankfulness to someone.
Wow. Well, thanks, Ferg. Let's think about that right now. You're listening. Think about someone that you are so thankful for and why you're thankful for them. In fact, share it with us. Get in touch, 8168 with the keyword Rhema. One person you're thankful for and why you're thankful for them.
All right. Well, when we come back, let's put ourselves to the test, shall we, Kat? We'll come up with somebody. We'll share with you. Let's do this together for Thankfulness Week. Good news, everybody. It's Thankfulness Week this week.
I'm so grateful that I get to talk about thankfulness on the radio and also very pleased to have Ferg Turnbull join us today from begreat.co.nz. You are the mastermind behind Thankfulness Week and you do have a few challenges each day that we can do, but today a specific challenge.
Okay, so guys, my specific challenge for you today, and happy Thankfulness Week, my specific challenge to you is to think of someone that you're thankful for and why. And so I'll get you guys to tell me now. And then during the day, be bold, be brave, tell them.
Ooh.
Oh, so good. All right, Kat, ladies first.
All right. Okay. So I've been thinking about this and I'm so grateful for my friend Kylie. Now, Kylie is just a wonderful person. I love her hearty giggle. I always feel really great when I'm around her. It doesn't matter how long we've been apart. It could be like a whole year or like 2 minutes, and it's always a great catch up. I can fully be myself, imperfect and silly, but also like pray and worship. And
Awesome.
She reaches out to me when I've been really slack at keeping in touch. Like I'm one of those useless friends that always forgets to initiate the messages.
Yeah, I can
She
relate.
does that. And also she has supported me through times of great trial, loss and great joy. When I was paralyzed with GBS in hospital, when my dad passed away, my milestone birthdays, and also our wedding vow renewal ceremony. So she has been such a great person in my life. So I'm so thankful for Kylie. If you're listening, Kylie, she's probably not. She's probably asleep, hopefully. But Kylie, I'm so thankful for you.
Oh, well done. Great job.
All right. So
Alrighty.
I've been thinking about who I am grateful for, and I don't know why the thought flashed through my mind about, how do we get to where we are today? And people like to think about, nobody's self-made, but I want to shout out a mate of mine, Dino. So he and I had the opportunity to work together a number of years ago. And it's funny when you think about yourself from 10 years ago and you realize, gosh, I was actually a little more hard work than maybe I would have understood at the time. But look, he was prepared to take a chance with me, and we worked in this digital marketing company together, and I had no background in any of this stuff. But I look back at it now and I realize that this was just a guy who was prepared to, learn with me as we went. And I can genuinely say wouldn't be here today, even though it's in a completely different field, if it wasn't for kind of the course that my life took, working along somebody who was just kind of able to make things happen. I was lacking a lot of direction. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my life. And I just thought, well, I don't know where I'm going, but I know if I just hitch myself to this dude, I'm going to end up somewhere. And
That's cool.
Turns out that
so cool.
somewhere is here. So, Dino, you're an absolute legend, mate. And I'll be in touch to tell you personally later on today.
Yes, that's the challenge,
Oh,
right?
you guys, you did so well, Andrew and Kat. Thanks for sharing. And let's just put a challenge out to the Rhema listeners right now. Have a think about 1 or 3 people that you're thankful for and why. And then it might be hard, But when you can like reach out to them and tell them, man, it will just do great things for their hearts and for the community.
Ferg, I want to ask you, who are you thankful for? One person that you're really grateful for today.
Oh man, you just sprung it on me just right now. I was all about you guys. Look, if I'm going to be thankful for someone, and I just didn't want to do the typical one, I wasn't going to let you guys off the hook with that. But honestly, my wife, she just bears with me so much. She is just an absolute rock for me, and strong woman of faith, and beautiful. And I'm just so proud to be called her husband. And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for her.
Wow.
Good on you,
that's
Ferg.
beautiful.
Hey, look, if there's anyone you can stir your thankfulness about, I think your spouse is probably one of the best places to start, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for challenging us today, and we're looking forward to tomorrow's challenge as well. But right now, we want you listening. Think about a person in your life that you're really thankful for. Get in touch and tell us the one. We'd love for you to think about 3, but let's start with one. One person in your life that you are thankful for and why. And please give us a call, 0508 474 362.
And in the meantime, Ferg, we just want to say thanks again for joining us. We know you'll be back tomorrow, but if people want to grab a hold of some of the resources and the challenges you've got, where can they go? How can they follow along with Thankfulness Week?
Yeah, we've got a great website to help you be thankful and help develop some of those habits, posters and free stickers and hats and a whole lot of stuff. It's at www.begreat.co.nz and you'll see Thankfulness Week there.
Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss the next video.
We'll see you in the next one.